All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this month's segment of the Royal Nugget. It is Sharon, your retirement coach diva, and I am excited about this month's segment because we have a wonderful guest here who's going to share about herself and her organization and its impact in the Detroit area. So we have Sister Fatimah Muhammad here today, and her organization is At My Sister's House. Thank you for joining me this evening, Sister Fatima.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm excited to be on and be with your guest.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So I want to make sure that our guests know that please engage with us in the chat. This is not just a conversation between Sister Fatima and myself, but for all of us. So make sure that you're putting your questions in the chat and engaging with us and be part of this conversation. So let's get started. I want you to tell us about yourself and how you decided to form your organization.
Well, I thank you. I thank you again. At my sister's house started, we're going to say officially with the podcast in December of 2022. But let's lay the foundation for this. At one time, I was a single mom with four small children, and I was fighting depression, battling anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, isolated, and trying to figure it out while wearing the smile. So when you ask, how am I doing? I'm fine. And everyone who seen me saw the mask of I got it together. But on
Mm-hmm.
the inside, I knew I was struggling. Um, Fast forward, I got the opportunity to start a podcast where it was conversations, organic conversations right here in my living room. So hence where At My Sister House got started. Many sisters would say, okay, when that show on the couch coming back? No, it's not on the couch. It's at my sister's house. But what it was, and I know you can relate to this, Coach Sharon, when you have a conversation with someone one on one and you think to yourself, gosh, I wish somebody else could have heard that.
Mm-hmm.
It was that from having great conversations with women all the time. I thought, wouldn't this be an excellent opportunity to set a platform where others could come and listen in, but on the subjects we all can relate to?
Mm-hmm.
So At My Sister's House started there with the media. In three since 20 December 2022, we have done 3 seasons. We have reached over
Okay.
75,000 in viewership on all our social media platforms. We are right now taking a pause before we go into season 4 because I think this season we're going to mix it up a little bit and offer a little something different. From there, many people, and I know you get this, you need a book. We need more. Where's the books?
Mm-hmm.
August of 2023, I released my first book. That was, again, to deal with the things that we as women, specifically Black women, go through. And
Mm-hmm.
it is a 52-week guided journal to have writing prompts for us to look at ourselves, not your husband, not your man, not the children, not mama and them, just about you.
Right.
From there, we are now from August of 2023, we have 9 published titles.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is dealing with the mental health and mental wellness for women and girls. And we have community workshops that we've offered. For the last 6 months, we had over 200 women show up.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where the platform began. Just creating that network where we as women and as our daughters, our girls, can have a platform where we can be our authentic selves, deal with the things that we deal with, including anxiety, depression, and all the mental health issues that we suffer without saying a word.
Mm-hmm. You know, what you said resounds with me. I've been a single mom. You know, you're going out there doing everything that you are supposed to do, and you're wearing that mask, like you said, where inside you're struggling.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes you you're doing it so much that you don't even realize that you're wearing the mask
Exactly.
until you are able to start taking off the mask.
And that's where we're trying to set the platform where we can have the free workshop. The workshops are always free
Mm-hmm.
because I was a single mom. There were so many opportunities. I would hear about things that I just needed a break from the children and
Mm-hmm.
to go, but I couldn't carve out another 20, 25, $50 to
Right.
spend in an afternoon where I needed it, but financially couldn't handle it. So all
Mm-hmm.
workshops are free. It is a sisterhood. We call it a safe space. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Address everything from business tips to dealing with mental health, family, and
Mm-hmm.
everything in between. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely understand. So, congratulations on all your books. You said 9 books that you've authored, but you indicate in your bio that you're an indie author. Author, can you tell us like what does that mean?
Yes. So being an indie author means that I'm self-published. So this is not from some publishing company. I
Mm-hmm.
actually write the books. I publish the books. I'm the editor, the proofreader, and all in between.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from the designs, the illustrations, the formatting, until the book get on the floor.
Mm.
That's what author is. So that means that you're self-published. So I do all the publishing and promoting of my product.
Wow, and you've been able to do 9 of them all on your own. That's a major accomplishment.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it shows the need. Uh,
Mm.
we can sit down and talk. A lot of times it's just the conversation. So
Right.
it leads to when they say, here's the book, this is what it's about. Here's a coloring book that's an affirmation, something that's reasonably priced in your private time, a way to just relax and gather your own thoughts and be reminded of how powerful you are. The
Mm.
are just for you. So again, when we get the chance to not wear them, not have to, it allows us to release, really
Mm-hmm.
get it, get the
Mm.
thoughts from here on paper, which can help us in fighting a lot of the health things we go
Right,
through.
right. So, with your target audience, is there like an age minimum or maximum of those that you help to service?
Well, initially it started out being the target market was 25 to 55. That was initial.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow or another, it was, oh, my daughter needs this. I wish you had something for younger girls.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, starting this summer, I created a curriculum called Path, where it was for girls ages 10 to 17. I also created 2 journals for girls 10 to 13 and one for 14 to 17. That
Mm-hmm.
13 is that coming out of elementary, middle school, that
Mm-hmm.
17 is high school, almost getting out, getting ready for the next stage.
Right,
I put that in one book because those were two different distinct audiences.
right, right.
We have books for girls 10 to 13 and then for those 14 to 17. And the funny thing, that 10 to 13, some of us really are working with our babies. So I have 8 and 9 year olds reading the book and filling them out. Um,
Right.
but it's to work with that audience with the girls' books. One is called The 10 to 13 is My Crown, My Story. And the 14 to 17 is Becoming My Own Light. And it
Mm-hmm.
addresses everything from confidence building, identity building, recognizing your own self worth, self love, self care, also
Mm-hmm.
goal setting and dealing with cyberbullying, which is something many of us did not
Right,
with, but they're dealing with it. Um,
right.
look at the journals and books, more or less 25 to 55, but I have went much older. As a matter of fact, the affirmation coloring books. I just got a recent contract with a senior living center because the women there are loving it. So they just
Wow.
need to teach a 6 week course through the coloring books for the seniors in the facility, and they're averaging between 70 to 80 years old.
Wow, wow. So it's really taken off from you for
Yeah,
these few years. and
Yes.
been able to expand who your target audience is and how it's been so impactful. So that is great. That
Thank
is great. So how well, one other thing I meant to ask you is you also indicate in your bio that you're an empowerment facilitator. And I've never heard of it with a title like that. So tell us what an empowerment facilitator does.
the inspiration. The words that said are not just to make you feel good, but for you to walk away empowered,
Mm-hmm.
to recognize your worth. It's one thing to hear words that make us feel good. We hear Luther Vandross and we can feel good. We
Right.
sing and feel good,
Right.
but walk away empowered. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes because our plates are so full, because we're taking care of the children, we're taking care of the house, we're working, we're having our own businesses, going to school. We work with so much on our plate. Sometimes you need a word to empower, not a word to just make you feel good. So every time that we do the community workshops, it's words of empowerment. Everything is directed towards our empowerment, not inspiration. It's not, and I hope the word inspires, but you are to walk away empowered, knowing you have the ability to overcome this, to
Mm-hmm.
overcome the next thing that's coming, that
Right.
what in front of us, we're bigger than the hurdle. So
Mm-hmm.
the empowerment facilitator came as a way of showing and saying, not just am I a speaker, but I'm also empowering every time I come in and do an engagement.
Okay. So, um, with your workshops,
Yeah.
do are they where everybody just comes, or are they broken up? Are they broken up based on age levels? How do they work?
Well, right now, when we do the monthly community workshop, those are directed just to women. Now,
Mm-hmm.
times where women have brought their daughters because of the topic,
Okay.
especially when we're dealing with issues that deal specifically with mental health. We've
Mm-hmm.
done things on, we try to rotate. 1 month is on business, 1 month on mental health.
Right.
Because mental health is one of those subjects that's very heavy, but very needed. So we
Mm-hmm.
kind of give it a break. So 1 month we're going to address the mental health. Then we may have an icebreaker for business owners or business 101, things like that. So there's many times where you'll see women bring their daughters, but more or less the community workshops are targeted to women. Then I work in one of the public school systems here directly with girls. I'm also a member of Optimus International, where we work with young people. So I have other programs in which we incorporate and are affiliated as well. But the workshops are generally targeted to women.
And you are headquartered in Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, the Motor City.
Yes. Yes, yes. So, how do you feel like your organization has made a difference in the lives that you have impacted?
You always hope and you pray that every time you can speak to someone that it matters. But
Mm-hmm.
the proof is when someone reaches back and say, I needed that. Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't stop. When is the next one? Oh, call me. Can I call you? And we get the feedback and we get the reviews and we get the phone calls and we get the emails. I can't wait till the next one, which is what has kept us going. Um, that's where we've seen the biggest impact. When I went to one of the public schools, it was literally for career day, just to talk about what I do. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the girls, and this is a true story, girls were so impacted, they ran to the principal. So as I'm packing up my things, you hear the principal in a very stern first voice say, what did you do? And so I'm trying to play back, okay, what did I say? I thought I said everything right. What
Yeah.
did I not say correctly? And she said, these girls have not stopped running into my office to say, when is Miss Muhammad coming back here? So that really began the summer course. So
Mm.
when you don't know how much you're doing or what you're doing, you know you're supposed to be doing something.
Right.
For me, Coach Sharon, this is not about products. This is not about sales. This is about transformation. The
Mm-hmm.
product is one way to get the message across, but the true work is in the word that I hope inspire, motivate, and empower us to
Mm-hmm.
see true value, especially as we hold an immeasurable amount of value and worth that sometimes I think we don't even see in our own selves because, again, the magic is we're weighed down with the weight of the world,
Mm-hmm.
especially as a single mom. So these are the things that I hope that take us away. And we've been seeing the impact from the review, from the calls, from the email of the different.
Wow. Wow. So you do this in addition to being the wife, the mother. You have a full-time job? I
No,
can't imagine.
full-time job. And like you said, I am a wife. I thank God. My husband and I have now, we're approaching 6 years of marriage. We both, I came in with 4 children. He with three, so and four grandchildren. So we got a full house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also in the ministry where my husband and I met each other. I'm involved in those community organizations like the Optimist Club. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I will not ski wee on here.
That's my daughter is a member as well.
We today, as well as being involved with my religion and faith that keeps me grounded. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a full time job, but when it's what you love to do,
Mm-hmm.
you're okay with it. It
Right.
don't ever seem like too much when it's what you love to do, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. So, for those that might be in the Detroit area that's listening, share where you are having your upcoming events or what schools you are engaging with so they too can be a part of that.
well, right now, with the eCourse Middle School. So we're working a program there through the fall. I'm also working again across the state. So it's not just in Detroit. I'm working in Westland. I'm working in Livonia. I'm working in eCourse. I have a program I'm working with as well as in Redford. We work out of the Crossroad in Southfield, Michigan, which is right off 8 Mile. That's where our community workshops are held the last Saturday of every month.
Okay, all right. And what time and how do people able to do they have to register or what information do
You
they
can
need?
find out the information of the latest workshop and the title and what's going on our website. So if you go
Mhm.
to www.atmysistershouse.org, I always list what's coming up, the next one, etc. You can always find the information on the website.
Okay, great, great. So tell us about your podcast because you said how people were like, "Where's the lady on the couch?" So tell us like what type of topics and or guests do you normally have on your podcast?
I have ranged from women of faith to those working in the community advocates. Every woman who have come on that stage have come or come on the couch has come with topics that, like how we're doing here. It's a sister's conversation. There's no written questions, and they always ask me, "Okay, what we gonna talk about? Whatever comes up." And we
Mhm.
always have an hour worth of conversation.
Right.
Um, and it's been everything from women having self-defense, marriage, the real marriage conversation, not when he smelled good every day. Every day we kiss each other on the cheek and we never argue or disagree. Not that conversation.
Right,
That
right.
was my show. Uh, but how do you make? I had two ladies on who both together had over 55 years of marriage. Okay,
Mm,
don't come with smiles every day. Some days we don't both smell good. Some days I'm married, but I ain't liking you today. But
right.
we gave our word today. So they talked about that balancing. We have one young lady on with 8 children. How do you homeschool 8 children and take care of the family and be involved? How is that? We had Zarina Alameen on, who is a self-published author herself, as well as has a publishing house where she has went on to help over 20 people. write their books and their stories, and she taught us that information. So the topics we had, Zora Muhammad came on and gave financial literacy. So
Mm,
everything that we've tried to cover and more to cover on
mm-hmm,
what's going on with us as women and
mm.
topics. And I always have suggestions come in. So we have a floor for season 4 of more topics coming in that we can't wait to cover.
Great, great. And so, is your podcast weekly, bi-weekly? How
Uh,
often?
every Thursday. Um, and once season 4 start, which will probably be closer to the end of the year, we'll
Mhm.
go into season 4 to take us into 2026. But they're
Okay.
every Thursday at 7 p.m.
All right. And so make sure that you are seeing the information on the screen, how you can contact Sister Fatima at www.mysistershouse.org. You can reach out to her by email at Fatima at mysistershouse.org. And of course, her YouTube channel, you want to like and subscribe so you can get those notifications with those when her podcasts are released. And that is at YouTube at My Sister's House Talk. So make sure that you are doing those things so you can be a part of the conversation. So, one thing that came to mind when you were speaking were our brothers, our sons, our dads. I know that you have conversations about them, but what is it that, or how do they wish to be a part, or are they any type of support?
I always get that top question. When we gonna bring in the brothers? When you gonna have
Mhm.
something with the husbands? And it's something that hopefully in season 4 will incorporate a little bit of.
Mhm.
But you remember on the Little Rascals, so I am dating myself right now. There used to be a time when they would knock and say they put a sign outside that says "No girls allowed."
Uh-huh.
It was the boys only club. Sometimes we need those opportunities to just be ourselves, let our hair down, and have the conversations that help us endure and last a little longer. There's a statistics that came out with CDC that stated that Black women are twice as likely to suffer anxiety and depression, and more likely not to seek any help
Mhm.
for it. A
Mhm.
lot of times we as women are balancing so much that
Mhm.
although I know our brothers also need that flow in that conversation, my uh, impact came from seeing the need in our women and relating to that need. So
Mhm.
hence where the platform came from. Now I have a Facebook group of over 1,600, and in that group there's men in there too. And
Right.
I'll put something out and the brothers respond. So it's
Mhm.
never to be a male hating club or male bashing, but it's just
Right.
remind us as women our true value. And
Mhm.
there's so many times I see sisters and I can look in them and tell
Mhm.
you need a hug right now. You need a
Right.
word. You need
Yeah.
something said right now
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
to keep going. And if you look around, Coach Sharon, we're hearing more stories of women leaving their children, uh, leaving our children in deplorable conditions. The care that we have never heard before about is so there. And in a lot of cases, it goes back to our mental state.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's not to dismiss our brothers, but it's just to allow that open forum for the
Yes. Yes. What keeps coming to mind is the Superman or Superwoman
yes,
cape that we feel that we have to wear, not just as women, but as Black women.
yes,
In addition to that, how our mental health, our physical health has been dismissed
yes,
when we would say that things were going on with us and they're like, "You okay?"
yeah,
Or,
exactly.
right, don't talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, you go to the doctor. Oh, that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
My one of my daughters just had a baby, and what I keep telling her is, make sure you address your concerns. Don't let them dismiss you
Right.
about your concerns, about your health and your babies.
That's right.
And that's what we have to do, is stand up for our rights, stand up to be heard, because we have been dismissed for so long. And when it's not, when they call us, those angry black women, it's not that we are angry black women, it's that we're frustrated about not being heard, we're frustrated not being taken seriously. And when we stand up for ourselves, it comes across as anger, but it's really hurt, frustration, being tired of everything. It's a multiple of emotions that just pour out of us. So when you see that, when you engage with the women who are feeling that, what is it that you're able to do to help them to get through to the next day?
Sometimes I recently I did a vending event, and I was holding, at my table, and I was selling my products, and I was going into the journal. And this woman said, "Oh, my daughter needs that. My daughter is going through. I'm gonna have to get your card and order that." And she went into her daughter who just come out of a domestic violence relationship. She's really been more withdrawn, and she's really concerned about her. So I
Mm-hmm.
said, "No, no, no, don't worry about it." I gave her the book.
Mm-hmm.
She walked away and came back and said, "We're going to read that book." So I said, "Okay, great. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know. You got the email. Let me know. Give me your feedback."
Mm-hmm.
That, no, you missed it. We're going to enjoy that book. So
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm not always the quickest knife in the sharp, the sharp knife in the drawer. So I'm
Right.
okay. Again, contact me. And she,
Right.
okay, you're not getting it. I need the book. After 20 years of marriage, my husband just told me he's been having an affair for 20 years.
Mm.
And he just started to cry. All she needed was a hug in that moment. She needed a friend. You
Mm-hmm.
women, we sometimes the biggest comrade for each other. We sometimes are the sisterhood that we need for each
Mm-hmm.
other.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in a word, you don't need no one to tell you what you already know. Sometimes you just need to get it out, share that, and have the camaraderie with someone. We did talk. She has contacted me and told me she on week 8 of the book.
All
And
right.
how she's going through it, her and her daughter. But we need so much, like you said, and
Mm.
we handles the strong black woman. But you
Right.
hear how strong Asian women, the
Mm.
strong Indian woman, the
Right.
strong white woman. But
Right.
we're not walking around, like you said, with the cape,
Mm-hmm.
that despite I can't handle this, I have to keep handling it and I can't tell no one. So
Mm-hmm.
we end up becoming isolated and overwhelmed because we're trying to wear what someone else said. We're these strong black women, which
Mm-hmm.
is creating an imbalance, but we've got so accustomed to the imbalance and the isolation no one knows about, and you're suffering silent.
Right.
So it depends on the scenario. Some
Mm-hmm.
have been conversations, Coach Sharon, that I mean, my husband in there like, now who you still talking to? And then sometimes it's just a hug.
Right.
Sometimes it's the repetitiveness of coming monthly to a workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's that I need another coloring book. I need to keep relaxing and relaxing my mind on something else. So it's so many things to so many women, so many times,
Mm-hmm.
that it's a lot of times start with just the camaraderie and
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
just knowing I got somebody. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. With what's all been going on in the federal government and things, and how it's been talked about in media about the large number of black women who have been, you know, who separated from federal service. Majority of them not because they wanted to, but because they were forced to.
right.
And what I have heard is that they missed just what you said, the camaraderie,
The camaraderie.
the community that they had within the workspace. It went from, now we're accepting everybody just as they are, come authentically in
Right.
this space. you say, okay, now I can relax and be myself. And in one swoop of a pen, it was taken all away.
And
So
it goes
I'm,
back to loneliness. You
yes.
not always the companionship, because if we don't have it, but at least we have sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
Take away the sisterhood, but yet I'm still dealing with the light bill, the water bill, the car note. The car just broke down. I got to figure out how you create a atmosphere where the mind is now trying to balance it all, and it can cause a break.
Mm-hmm.
And hence why, okay, let's just have an afternoon of. Let's no money is involved. You just come as you are. And they come just like they are. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where, as women, we have to kind of remind each other. We have that support with each other. Sometimes it is someone just need a talk. Sometimes you just need to take someone out for tea and lunch. And it's sometimes the one you think don't need it is
Mm-hmm.
it the most, because we're the ones that's wearing that cape and
Mm-hmm.
of the world on our shoulder, and we think we can't let no one know. This is a lot today, you know. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So, where do you see yourself coming up in the next year or two? What are your long-term goals?
Well, right now the products are found in 4 stores across the country, including
Okay.
China, the Black Madonna in Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We're also in the largest Black-owned store in Cleveland, Ohio, New Ashraf, the longest standing. Let me
Mm-hmm.
say it that way, the longest standing Black-owned business in Cleveland, Ohio, New Ashraf. We're also online in 3 stores, including Amazon.
Okay.
We are in partnership and affiliations across the country, including we're affiliate with Black Girl Vitamins. Uh,
Mm,
Dot Black. We have an affiliate program with him as well.
yeah.
So what we're hoping is that with the projections and the way things are going, to increase our retail outlets, to increase where you can find the products, to
Mm-hmm.
increase the workshop, the podcast, create bigger platforms for more conversations across the country. So that's our goal for 2026, 2027, and 2028 is truly expanding on
Mm-hmm.
where we're at now to create even a bigger platform, but it's much needed.
So, do you do, or are you looking to do, like speaking engagements outside of Michigan?
Yes, ma'am, most definitely. I would love to travel and go other places and have these conversations. You know, we have to get to the point where mental health is a normalized conversation. We
Mm-hmm.
have to get to the point where we can say we need this for ourselves as women, and specifically as women of color. We need this mental health wellness. We have created a stigma around the word mental health. So we
Mm-hmm.
avoid it where we really need to be embracing. At one point in my life, I had to see a therapist. I need
Mm-hmm.
someone to talk to.
Right.
Someone who don't know me as Sister Fatima, and someone who don't know me as mommy. I don't have to be the supervisor at work. I just get to come in as Fatima.
Mm-hmm.
And occasion, the first 10 minutes was me crying. And
Mm-hmm.
then we could go into the
Right.
topic. But we need to make where mental health awareness is really on the forefront, and not that conversation becomes taboo, but something to talk about in a serious manner.
Yes. So, how do we, as women, as Black women, how do we break that cycle,
Yeah.
right? Because one of the things that I have talked to people about is the cycle that we have within the Black community of I'm gonna use our young men for a while, and even our young girls now when we driving, right?
Mm-hmm.
We teach them to drive defensively. When you
Mm-hmm.
get stopped by the police, these are the things that you need to do. This is
Mm-hmm.
how you're supposed to behave, whether you're driving, whether you're walking, whatever. This is what you're supposed to do. When does that cycle stop? When do we as Black women need to stop saying, you're a strong Black woman, You need to do this, suck it up sometimes, hey, that, cry, don't talk about these things. When do we stop so our young girls don't have to go through that? Like, how do you help to break that cycle and to say to those women that come to your workshops and that you talk to, hey, maybe you need to change this or that? Like, how do you approach that?
I think it's a couple of ways. One, it is the community as a whole. So
Mm-hmm.
these open conversations where we're saying to each other, "Hey, I hear you. I see you. I
Mm-hmm.
see beyond the smile. I see beyond the I'm fine, I'm truly blessed. I see beyond all of that
Right.
you. And as your sister, as your friend, I'm here for you. Let's get to the root of this." And that may be a conversation. That may be, I need to let you get in touch with some true counselors, therapists, psychologists, so we
Mm-hmm.
can address this. The other part is we have to look at all the dynamics that's in play here. It's
Mm-hmm.
in the media, it's in the music, it's in the commercials. It's the norm now is, I'm keeping it real, I'm being me, and
Mm-hmm.
gotten away from certain manners that just helped to allow us to be in our natural state.
Mm-hmm.
But now we've gotten outside of that natural state, and hence we're producing children. Where now, instead of we taking pride in what they know, we'll take pride that she know how to twerk. We'll take
Mm-hmm.
pride that my 3-year-old know how to shake it like the video. We
Mm-hmm.
take pride she can quote Nicki Minaj's song word by word. So I think it's a dual dynamic. We
Mm-hmm.
have to teach the woman so that she can come from the womb and produce the next generation in a better course than where we're going. Because I'm telling you, working with our girls, because
Mm-hmm.
after working with the women so long, I realized a lot of these problems started from childhood. So we
Yes.
have to address what's going on as children as well. So now that I'm working with the girls and the women, you're
Mm-hmm.
seeing a lot of things that we never seen before, because
Mm-hmm.
we had grandma around, and
Right.
grandma tell you put your slip on, I can see your underwear. Well, grandma underwear showing, the daughter under, the baby's underwear. We've gotten away from. But I think it's the back to something as simple as saying we have to have these open dialogue, these open conversations where we address, and not worried if they're going to be our friend when we
Mm-hmm.
address this. Are we going to offend someone by saying the truth?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take it's a lot of layers that got us here, and it's going to take a lot of work to get us up out of the condition we're
Right. Right. You are definitely true about that. Something that came to mind is is that we're we I feel that sometimes we don't say I'm sorry to our children.
Oh yeah.
We don't say I'm sorry about something that we might have said, the way we might have treated them, that we see like bills on them, right? Because we are their parent or whatever. And so that gets ingrained into them. And then they become adults and they're doing this behavior. And it's because they were hurting from something that was said to them as a child. Like you said, it starts at childhood. And so instead of saying, I'm sorry, we will justify it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, instead of acknowledging their hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you address that, or do you address that with your attendees and your workshops?
Again, how there's a saying in mental health work: hurt people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we're passing on to the next generation things
Mm,
that that we have come across and we never dealt with.
right.
And in many cases, back to what we've said before, as women, what we are allowing around us, we're allowing it to affect our wombs and what
Mm,
we're producing. So, hence, that next generation is being ill trained, ill taught from us who are already hurt and carrying too much.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the layers of it, from the woman to the child, is all being affected, and what we're taking in around us, what we're engaging in, is affecting the womb. This one, as
Right.
well as this one,
Right.
things
Yes.
are being affected, and
Yes.
we're producing from those wombs. So hence what's coming out of our mouths is
Mm.
affecting our babies. So yeah,
Yes.
it's all about the conversation. It's about
Mm-hmm.
our dialogue, our communication. Many of us do not know how to communicate. We're
Mm.
literally just wait. I hear you, but I'm waiting for you to stop talking so I can. Oh, I got something to say. So you ain't processed nothing I said. You ain't even wait
Yes.
nothing I said. You're really just waiting for me to stop so you can come and jump on me with whatever your response is. A lot of us are doing these interactions with each other. We're
Mm.
doing it with our mates. We're
Right.
doing it with our children. So
Mm.
again, we have to address the man in the mirror. We have to
Mm.
go back and see what's this problem. Because whatever is happening here, whatever is hurting this, is
Yeah.
what's coming out of our mouths and affecting our babies. And I
Right.
don't care how old your baby is, it's still your baby.
That's right. That's right.
And
They
those
could be.
words hurt the same.
That's correct. That is correct. And it doesn't make us any less of a person to say I'm sorry.
That's right.
That I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe I misunderstood or whatever, or just saying I'm sorry and leaving it at that. You know, like you mentioned about sometimes the people you come encounter with just need a hug.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just being there in that person's presence. People mistake sympathy and empathy,
Yeah.
and so being able to know the difference in the two and being able to show that difference
Yeah.
is a big thing. So for our listeners, for those who are coming on later on or listening to the recording, again, share your contact information so they can be able to connect with you and find out more about At My Sister's House.
Please, you can email me at info at mysistershouse.org. You can always check out our website at www.atmysistershouse.org. And you can always check us out on YouTube at My Sister's House Talk. So, any kind of way you want to check us out, we on all the social media platforms. So, please come, engage in conversations, engage in dialogue. Let us know your thoughts. What's the thing, the tool that you use to get through everyday vices, and how it can help others? Because again, not one person gonna solve it all. It's gonna take all of us working as a village collectively to get us through all that we've been through that got us here where we at today.
Yes, that is so correct. So that's a great segue into what I wanted to ask you next. You said it takes us collectively.
Yeah.
What support would you like in order to continue to advance what you're doing?
Honestly, at this point, just having that support, attending the community workshops. If you can purchase the book, and let's start conversations, let's build circles around dealing with mental health with each other and mental wellness, not just the mental health awareness, but mental wellness, where we can build those platforms. So please, if you could check out the website, whatever area you in, if it's a matter of me coming and we can build a sister circle there. If it's a matter of us having some kind of, it's modern technology now. We can communicate in all kinds of manners. So please, whatever way that we can set up, bring in this conversation where we make it more aware of what we need to help balance us all and build a better and stronger community.
Great, great. So you mentioned that you have a Facebook group.
Yes.
Tell us about your Facebook group. It's the same name At My Sister's House?
At My Sister's House,
And
Facebook, we offer again words of encouragement, words of empowerment, giving guidance. So during the month of National Literacy Month, highlighting those Black female authors who have contributed greatly to the word of literacy, and helping us in guiding and maneuvering through so many of the pitfalls that has been set up, and for us to see them in a fun way and in an academic way, in a biography way. So each month, each week, we have days of words of motivation on Mondays, transformation Tuesday, thriving through our history on Thursdays. So ways that we can come together again as a community, bring in encouragement for those who are entrepreneurs and with businesses, allowing a platform to share that business so we can all support you across the country nationally.
Great, great, great. And you said you have a large following your Facebook group. Do you have other social media platforms that you're on?
Yes, so we're on Instagram, Thread, TikTok. I ain't singing and dancing on TikTok, so don't look. That's a whole nother thing if I started that. Uh, but we're on TikTok, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, WhatsApp,
Okay.
all of it. Everything,
Great, great. So we can find you at my sister's house on each one of those
all of
platforms.
yes, ma'am.
Great, great. And people were able to engage with you through the various platforms.
Yeah.
They
And
can go to your YouTube channel.
we
Yeah.
welcome conversation because we need it.
Mm,
And again, I can't sit here and act like I know it all. I have lived it. I have experienced it. I have helped others through it.
mm.
But any conversation that can help us all grow, I'm open to receive. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Well, I mean, we have been going for a while and I haven't seen anything come into the chat, but I don't want to hold us just to be here. But I do want to make sure that you give some final words to those that are listening now, as well as those that might be listening in the future. Just give us some words of encouragement, things that you might feel that best need to be heard by those that are listening.
You know, we're in an hour where our value, our worth, and how we see ourselves is vital to our success. And we're looking for platforms that we can create positivity. It's enough foolishness in the world, and we see it everywhere. Everywhere we turn our head, we can find somebody doing something foolish or talking about something foolish or even just talking about their material worth. But it doesn't talk about the true value of who you are as a woman. So we want to create those platforms through At My Sister's House. On every platform we have conversations, real organic conversations where we can address each other's needs and the things that will help us succeed, thrive, heal, and grow. So, At My Sister's House is here for the mental health conversations, normalizing it, bringing it to the forefront so we can have open dialogue so no woman has to feel isolated, overwhelmed, and underappreciated.
Great, great. Well, thank you, Sister Fatima. Well, I do appreciate you being on with us this evening. And I can't wait to hear more about the great thing you're doing in the Detroit area, the Michigan state, and then across the country and world as you continue to expand. I'm sure you'll start chapters in every state across the country, across the world. We're doing all this wonderful work. Thank you so much.
I thank you, Coach Sharon, so much for this opportunity and this platform to just share and build with my sister. So I thank you again for this evening.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Well, thank you, everyone that joined us this evening. And we look forward to seeing you next month, where we're going to have Coach Sandy B talking about her business and the things she does with 90-day wins. So,
Oh,
thank you, everyone, and enjoy your evening.
good night.